Today, I want to talk to you about which type of creative work is going to survive this fourth industrial revolution and adapt to this age of automation. Hey, it's James Taylor here, keynote speaker on creativity, innovation, and artificial intelligence, and the founder of Super Creativity U. One of the questions I'm often asked, especially by creative professionals, is do I think that their jobs are going to be able to survive all of this automation, all this AI, this change that we're seeing just now in the world of work? And I usually start by asking them a little bit more about the type of work that they do, and that will help me kind of decide on whether I think their job has a future, or whether they need to change it or tweak it in a certain way. The writer David Pye, who wrote a book about craftsmanship in the 1960s, he made a useful distinction between different types of creative work or workmanship, really. And he was talking in terms of furniture design, but it works equally well whether you're in financial services or whether you're in sales or whether you're a designer or a musician, for example. And he said there's these two types of workmanship. There's the workmanship of certainty, and there's the workmanship of risk. Workmanship of certainty and workmanship of risk. Now, I think one of these will be more sustainable in this future where AI, machine learning, robotics are taking more and more jobs. You see, this workmanship of certainty is where you know where the result needs to be kind of predetermined. Where, let's say, you're deciding something's being built by an organization, something's been designed by an organization, and they said, we need to know with absolute certainty what the finished product will look like. So this lends itself very well to things like automation. You know, if we think about an example here, in David Pye's book, he talks about printmaking, where once you make the initial template, essentially, you can just generate lots and lots of them, and there's not really so much skill. So you're a bit more certain in what you're creating. Likewise, if you're thinking about getting a suit or a tailored dress made, then an off-the-peg suit or dress is going to be certain. You know what the finished result, because you can actually see it there. Now, this type of workmanship, this type of craft, this type of creativity, if you're involved in that type of work, producing things which are going to be the same multiple times, and the end result is defined, that's the jobs that are most at risk just now. That's the jobs that I will see. Many of them will go, many of them will be automated. Machines, robots will take over many of those jobs. The jobs that are going to stay and actually become even stronger in the future is what we call the workmanship of risk, the creativity of risk. So this is where the final outcome, the final result, is not predetermined. So for example, I mentioned the clothing, the tailor. So in a tailor, you might have, rather than off-the-peg suit or dress that's getting made, you would employ a tailor to make a purpose, custom designed, made for you suit or dress. You don't know what the final result exactly is going to be, because you're having to make a trust in that professional, in that craftsman, in that creative person to design that work. But it will be more tailor-made, it will fit you perfectly, you're going to look great in it. Now, that job, the job of the craftsman who is able to flex, who is able to be fine with ambiguity, and to work in those kind of more complex problem-solving, collaboration styles, ways of working, that type of role, that type of workmanship, that type of creative work is going to be less at risk from automation and machines, because it's an evolving process the whole time. It's not a cookie cutter type of exercise. So ask yourself this: is the creative work that you do, is it predetermined and unalterable once it gets started? If it is, then it's more highly likely that job could be automated, that creative work could be automated. But if the work that you do is more tailor-made, is more customized, is more personalized, then that's a more defendable creative job.